Hello, greetings from Synthon Electronics. In today's session, we'll be going to cover the basics about Scilab and how to get started with the Scilab environment. Okay, what are the different exercises you can do, or how are you going to perform different operations in Scilab? All those concepts we'll be covering in today's topic. Okay, we'll perform some basic operations, simple operations also. Just double click on the Scilab exe file, that is 64-bit version, and wait for the Scilab to open. Okay, so we'll wait for all the components to load. Yeah, so the loading has finished. This is the basic window of Scilab, what you get when you open it. So we'll go through all the components one by one, or all the tools that we have, all the tabs that we have one by one. So on the right side on top we have the variable browser, where all the variables are stored here. So whenever you execute program, you will get those variables. So it is same as workspace in MATLAB. Okay, so you'll have something called workspace in MATLAB. So you'll get to know better when you start with the programming. And below that we have the command history. So in command history, whatever commands you have typed before, or executed before will be shown there. Okay, with the time step, at which point or at what time you have executed, you have started this application, and what time you have executed that. So if you come to the left side, you have the file browser, okay, or file explorer. So here it will be showing the current directory, working directory. Okay, so in which directory you are working on currently. So you can change that directory according to your requirements, and then save your files accordingly. So if you want to import some images or something, you can use that directory. So currently I am changing my directory to desktop Scilab. I have created that folder. That folder is empty because I have not added anything to it. I have just created a new folder with the name Scilab. Okay, so you can create your own folders and then save it there. And at the center you have something called the command window. Okay, so this is where you will type all the codes. Okay, all the minor commands that you want to give it to the Scilab, that is where you will be typing it. So whenever it is launched, it will be showing the initialization parts. Now if I just type anything, okay, with the double slash, then that means it is a comment. Okay, so that won't be considered by the Scilab for executions. Okay, so I can type anything inside that, so that part won't be considered. So if you type anything without that double slashes, then only that part will be executed. If you want to execute some lines, then you have to type it without the double slashes, and they will be executed. Okay, if you want to know like why that particular line is typed, or in that cases you will, for debugging purposes, you might need comment, and in that part you will have to use the comment part, that is double slash. Okay, so now we will try to use the command prompt a bit more. So I'll try some other functions on command prompt. I'll just type display. Okay, you can type anything inside the display function, disp brackets open, and then in the inverted quotes you can type anything. So I'll just type hi, how are you, and hit enter. Okay, you can see that the output is echoed in the command window. Okay, similarly if you type any lines in display command, it will be displayed in the next line. Now what I'll do is I'll just retype the same line again and hit enter. Okay, but this time without semicolon. So if you go to see in between the two lines, there is no much difference. So there are no changes in between the two lines. But whenever you do that with the variables or with some operations, then in that case you will see the difference. You will see the difference when you are doing operations like image processing stuff, where you want to see the image pixels. In that case, you will be having to use the semicolon. We'll go through that in the next upcoming examples. Okay, so we'll try some lines in this. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just do some basic mathematical operations, just to get to know how the working is of the Scilab, as well as how to use the semicolons when required. Okay, so I'll just type an simple expression for that. Okay, I'll say 2 plus 5. Okay, so it is 2 plus 5, and then I'll hit enter, and you will get the answer as 7. Okay, so that is the same as doing a mathematics in a calculator. Okay, so it can even perform complex operations also. Okay, okay, now here if I say I'll add a semicolon to the previous example. Okay, same thing, the 2 plus 5, I'll add a semicolon at the end, and if you hit enter, so you'll see that answer is equal to 7 part is not displayed. Okay, that is the advantage of using a semicolon. So if you have some complex operations and you don't want the answer to be printed out again and again, in that case you can use the semicolon. Okay, so it is basically halting unwanted displays. Okay, it is more useful when you are doing on working on images and all, because whenever you click on any commands like im show and all, it will be displaying unwanted conditions. Okay, so we'll try some other example, that is 2 into 4, and we'll get the answer. Okay, you can even assign some variables saying a is equal to, okay, and we can say 2 divided by 6 and hit enter, you will get 0.333 as the answer. Okay, so the answer will be stored in the variable a. Okay, you can print it also later out. Okay, so if you see the previous value of answer, that is 8, and that will be printed here if you want to print any variable a. Okay, so a value is stored as 0.333. Okay, so we'll see each and every variables in detail when you are discussing about variable browser. Okay, so there are some other operations like addition, subtraction, and then multiplication, division, even to the power operations also can be carried out. There are many such operators that you can use for all your mathematical uh, formulas if you have, or any deductions if you want to make, then you can use those operators. Okay, so we'll just go through the power operator, that is 2 to the power 3. Okay, I'll just say, okay, sorry, 3 to the power 2. Okay, and then if you press enter, you will get as 9. Okay, that is 3 into 3, that is 9, 3 to the power 2. Okay, so you can do that similar operations on the power also. Okay, and after power we have another operator, that is square root operator. Okay, so if you just type sqrt of the answer, that is the previous value, and hit enter, so you will get the value as 3. Okay, so that is a square root operator. So currently the value of answer is 9. Okay, that is because of the previous version. Now if I rerun the code, you will get the different answer because the value of answer got updated to 3. Okay, in a similar way you can give directly any number to it also. So I'll just remove the answer and put it at directly 9 and hit enter, you will get the answer as 3. Okay, so that is how you can use the square root operator. And after square root operator we have other operators like pi operator, that is percentage pi. If you just type percentage pi and hit enter, so you'll get the value of pi, that is 3.14 okay, 15927. And similarly you have another operator, that is percentage of e, that is exponential operator. Okay, and then you will get the respective value of that also. Okay. Yeah, so those are the few operations that we have carried out. So we'll try non-integer values. So currently whatever operations we have performed was integer values. So we'll try non-integer values. So I'll just type 2 plus 5.7. Okay, and we'll get the answer as 7.7. Okay, so you can even do the non-integer value calculations also in this. Okay, and even you can have multiple operations, like if you want to say like 1 plus bracket open 5 into, I'll say 8. Okay, so and then you will get the answer as 41. Okay, so that is how you can perform those operations also. And there is one more advantage, that is if you just click the up arrow button on your PC. Okay, so if you just click on that up arrow button, then you will get the previous commands that you have typed. Okay, so if you have given the previous command as 1 plus 5 into 8, and if you want to retrieve that, just press the up arrow button. Okay, up arrow key, and you will get the previous commands, just like what I am doing now. Okay, so whatever values you have typed before, you will be getting it in the previous one. Okay, so that is how you can utilize this. If you have if you want to run a command on multiple types, or if you want to test that command multiple times, then you can use that feature. Okay, so the same commands will be displayed in the command history as well. Okay, and you can just double click on that so that you can run it again. Okay, if you want to run a particular command there from the command history, you can just double click on it and run. Okay, that's an easy feature for you in case if you want to like execute commands that were run before. And after that we'll try complex numbers now. So I'll just say an expression, that is 2 plus 5i. Okay, so we'll just type in that expression 2 plus 5i. Okay, so I'll just say 2 plus 5 percentage I and hit enter. Sorry, that is a wrong syntax. Okay, so I'll just rewrite it 2 plus percentage I 5. Okay, even that is not declared. Okay, yeah, we need to add a into command on that. Okay, asterisk. Okay, so I'll say 2 plus 5 star percentage I and hit enter, so that will give you the answer as 2 plus 5i. Okay, so for complex numbers you can use percentage I. Okay, and so after that, what I'll try the same command with the semicolon in it. Okay, and we'll see what is output. Okay, same command what I have run before, I'll use it with the semicolon. Okay, so I'll just type it as 2 plus 5. So I'll just use the up arrow instead of typing it again. I'll just use the up arrow and then put a semicolon. Okay, now the output has is not printed. Okay, so to get to know it better, so I'll use I'll create few variables. Okay, just for demonstration purpose. Okay, so just to know the use of semicolon. So I'll just say b is equal to. Okay, you can randomly assign any variables, just like how you do in other programming languages. Okay, so I'll say b is equal to 10 and hit enter. Okay, that is the first variable that I created. Next I'll say a is equal to 30. Okay, now I'll hit enter with the semicolon. Okay, and similarly I'll do for d is equal to 40. Okay, so since you have added the semicolon, so you are not getting the output looped back. Okay, so you are not getting again, it is not printing the output. Okay, now I'll say a plus b plus d and I'll hit enter and you can see the answer as that is coming up 80. I'll run the same code again with the semicolon and now you can clearly see the difference, that answer is not being printed. Okay, so now we'll go to the next section, that is the variable browser. Okay, so if you just maximize the variable browser, so you'll be able to see what are the different variables that are stored in it. So you can compare the values of a, b and c. Okay, as shown in the initialization part in the command window versus the answer values in the variable browser, so those are exactly same. So a will be having the value as 30 and then answer will be having the value as same as 80, just like how we have initialized. Okay, so if you check the answer value is 80, that is the recent answer value and that will be shown in the 80. Okay, similarly you can check for all the variables. If you want, you can create your own variables and then see what is the value of the answer. Okay, so the answer will be updated and in the next column it will be showing you the type of the variable. So the type of variable in our case is double for all the 4 variables. If you have matrices, and again the values will change, and also size will depend on the type. So for us, since it is double type, it will be 216 bytes. Okay, and then the next thing is live updation. So if you want to live update the value of a, for example now it is 30, so I'll say just update it to 100. Okay, I'll hit enter and then if you go to see in the variable browser, the value got updated to 100. Okay, so that is how you can lively track the what is the particular value of a variable. So if you have for loops where I value is continuously changing, there you can track. Okay, and yeah, again coming back to the command history, there you can see the previous commands that you have typed, and if you want to like reuse those commands, you can just double click in on it or just copy and paste it into the main browser. And now if you want to clear the command window, so like if there are too many commands that you have entered in the command window and if you want to clear it, so there is a simple function called the CLC. Okay, so just type CLC and hit enter. Okay, when you are running it for the first time, it will ask for a pop-up, do you want to show this again, just click yes. Okay, and then the whole command window will be cleared. Okay, there is also a button or icon on at the top that will also clear the window. Okay, so if you want to access the previous commands that you have typed, just enter, click the up arrow button again and you will get those commands back, or if you can even check your command history also, even there you will be able to get it. Okay, so that is about the CLC command. So you can write any code, I'll say a plus b plus d and hit enter and you will get the answer back. Okay, and the answer value also will be updated accordingly. Okay, so you can access easily the previous codes unless you clear it. Okay, just type CLC and hit enter. So you can so I'll refresh back with the command that we have typed, that is display. So command window clear. Okay, this is just for user interface purpose. If you want to just for our activity purpose, this is not necessary now. Okay, and then you can just type CLC and hit enter. So this will be useful in case of if you are writing programs and if the user want to know what is happening, then you can use that. Okay, and if you have any programs you have saved or if you have any images or something, some format, some databases if you have stored in that folder, okay, that part will be visible in the file browser. Okay, so in that part you will be able to see those files. Thing that we'll go to see is exponentials and factorials. Okay, Even those are like very useful functions if you are doing some mathematical operations. Okay. So exponentials and factorials. So I'll just type a command that is exponential of say 10. Okay, and then I'll hit enter, and you will get the value as the respective value of the exponential of 10. Okay. Similarly, if you just say exponential of 1, you will get 2.718, that is x value of exponential of 1. And similarly, you have factorial function. Okay, just type fact. Okay, and if you don't know what is the exact command, just hit the tab button. Okay, so it will give you the suggestions. You can select the factorial among it. Okay, and then select factorial of 1. Okay, it will give you, okay, sorry, factorial of 10, it will give you that, and then factorial of 1 will give you 1. Okay, so similarly you can try for all the different numbers. Okay, I'll try factorial of 4, you will get 24. So as I said, if you want suggestions for any particular word, you can just type the first few letters and then hit tab button. Okay. So when you type the first few letters and hit tab button, it will give you the suggestions on different possible words that you can have for it. If you just type a fact and hit tab, and then you will get the factorial. Okay. If you type sqrt and hit tab, it will show you the usage of sqrt function. Okay. So similarly, if you type some other words, okay, just like how I am doing now, you will get those respective values. And like that's all about today's session. So thank you, and catch you in the next session.